Mention the homosexual, what will come up in your mind? A sinner who betrays God in the Bible, or just two soulmates meet and fall in love? However, throughout the world history, homosexual people is always face discrimination and suffer. For instance, Oscar Wilde, he is the representative of aestheticism. Alan Turing, he is the father of artificial intelligence, and countless people they will face earthly against and death in a dismal way. However, homosexual is a vulnerable group. They are human beings, but they suffer the pain they don't deserve. LGBT. It means lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. China has the largest LGBT population in the world, but legal persecution was repealed in 1997, and the discrimination against LGBT people still exists. In 2001, the Chinese Society of Psychiatry removed homosexuality from its list of mental disorders, but a considerable number of mental health professionals in China still consider homosexuality is a disorder that should be treatable by sexual orientation conversion efforts (SOCE). While not directly forbidding LGBT-related programs, the State Administration of Press, Publication, Radio, Film, and Television of China censored them as unsuitable for the general population. Such discrimination against LGBT people has wide implications for all of society. So there come up a so-called triple conversion therapy. Public hospitals and polyclinics in China continue to offer so-called conversion therapy, which aims to change an individual's sexual orientation from homosexual or bisexual to heterosexual, based on the false assumption that homosexual is a disorder that needs to be remedied. Indeed, China does not have a law protecting individuals from discrimination due to sexual orientation or gender identity, while the Chinese Psychological Society has issued professional guidelines that forbid discrimination due to sexual orientation, drawing a psychology concerning practice professional assimilation, have not provided medical practitioners from conducting conversion therapy. But on a positive note, there are many organizations in China now campaigning for LGBT rights, making efforts to increase social visibility of the LGBT community and reduce discrimination. For example, since 2018, a group of Chinese artists launched a protest campaign drawing attention to the use of SOCE. The SOCE obviously not a good way, but what if LGBT people get sick? They will go to hospital, but unfortunately LGBT people often face individual and system level barriers in healthcare care. According to the article, a nationwide cross-sectional study of 1,005,611 lesbian, gay, and bisexual people in China disclosure of sexual orientation and experience of negative treatment in healthcare care. The study is first large-scale quantitative study to investigate LGBT people's experience of health in China. So here is the result. More than 3/4 of the respondents say they will be willing to disclose to their medical care providers their sexual orientation if asked. However, only 5.7% of the respondents said that medical care providers ever asked them about their sexual orientation. Up to 8% of the LGBT people surveyed reported having experienced negative treatment in medical care settings. 6% of the Chinese LGBT people said in assessing mental health care surveys, they will recommend conversion therapy of sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. In China, upon relative of patients LGBT identity healthcare professionals often display homophobic reactions, including embarrassment, condescension, unfriendliness, and hostility. Also, medical and nursing professionals often lack adequate awareness, knowledge, and skills to work with LGBT patients. It is a drawback of Chinese healthy care. What can we do to supporting LGBT people? Well, this is simple. Just treating them normal. They are all human beings. LGBT or another group are not evil and sin. They won't go to hell just because they love someone that have same gender with themselves. They are human. They are just themselves. They have the same rights as a human being. Nothing different with normal people. Everybody are different from birth. They may not need understand, but must be respectful. Eliminate the discrimination of LGBT people and appeal government give best healthy care.